So this is my new bike. Nobody behind me, I ain't worried about it. There's no, I don't have anything like that, nothing on my record. It's because I'm only 19 years old. That is the sole purpose why my insurance is just shit. So I had to, that was a key factor in me getting a bike. And the second thing was gas mileage. I wanted a good gas mileage bike. The 650 Ninja still gets decent gas mileage, but nowhere near this 300. There's one other factor. Oh, the price. Price was quite cheaper. And the one that I was looking at, it was a 2012 Kawasaki 650 Ninja, but it was brand new. You know, it's just sitting on his showroom floor, and so he was going to give me a really good deal on it. It would have only been about $1,200. Let's see, 6. Yeah, right at 12 or 1,500. I can't remember. $1,500, okay, more than what I paid for this 300. That's how good of a deal he was going to give it to me for. I just didn't feel like paying that much for it. It didn't get the gas mileage that I really liked, and the insurance for it was going to be almost double, actually more than double what I'm paying for this bike right now. So I wanted a, you know, I didn't want a cheap bike, but I wanted a good bike at a decent price, and I wanted the insurance to be a decent price because I'm in school and stuff like that, and I'm trying to pay off my student loans and stuff, and I've got a new car and all this stuff. So I didn't want something that would put me financially even, if that makes sense. I'd like to be able to pay a lot of my things off, which I am doing now. Mostly my school things is what I'm trying to pay off right now. I'm trying to get ahead of my student loans. I won't have to take any out this coming semester, hopefully. So there's that. But yeah, this is my new bike. It's a Kawasaki Ninja 300. It is not the ABS model. It's just the plain Jane. Oh, it's a ebony, which is black. It's just a black bike, but the official color of it is ebony. I've already got a few mods on it because I've had it for almost a month. I've got, as you can see, I've got red clutch and brake levers, and then I have red rim tape around my wheels, and then my scrape on the bottom of my, I don't know what exactly they're called. I call them my scrape pegs on the bottom of your peg. They're red as well. Other than that, that's about all I've done to this thing. I go to get it off of the, I hadn't bought it or nothing. He was like, I know you're approved, you know, I'm approved, you know, for over of what it's worth. So I was good no matter what. If I wrecked it, he knew I could pay for it. And so he had me sign the contract, you know, I would pay for it if I wrecked it, you know, a test drive, little contract thing. And so I got to take it for a test drive, and I was like, well, I'm just going to ring it out. And he's like, well, that's not a big deal, just don't do it for a long time. And, you know, if you're coasting, or not coasting, but if you're cruising at a constant speed, try to keep it under, you know, 5,000 or 6,000 RPMs. I was like, okay. So I got to ring it out. I pull out of the dealership, and I take a right, and I get it in second gear, and I mean, I'm just working it. I look down, it's a 45-mile-an-hour zone. I'm doing 60 miles an hour already in it, and I'm not even, you know, 100 yards off of the dealership lot. And I was like, oh, shit. And so I write it down, and I mean, I go, you know, all this good stuff, testing it out and all that crap. And on the way back, I make my U-turn, and I'm sitting at the red light, and I was like, well, let's try this again. I think I got used to it a little bit, and I was like, well, let's try it again. And so I got to try it again, and I power wheelie this bitch. I was like, well, this has got plenty of power for me. If I would have rode the 650, I don't know if I could have handled it. So I like it though. I'm not a power hungry person. It's not the way I am. I'm more of a laid back kind of guy, but I like to have the power when I need it, and this thing does it for me anyways, because here in Tennessee we don't go 70 miles an hour down the interstate, or even on the other roads. I mean, our speed, our speed limit you'll find here in Tennessee is 65 miles an hour, so I have no use going over 65 miles an hour. And at the lower state of the bike, 65, or say, I want to say 55 and under, it's got plenty of power for passing. Unless if you're going, of course, 65 or 70, you got to plan it, if that makes sense. But compared to my Rebel, I'm used to doing that, so it's no big leap for me, going from like a 1,000 or a 650, much less, going down to a 300. So it wasn't that big of a jump for me. I actually, I was on my Rebel, and for me to pass people, I had to okay, I know there's a turn, I know there's a passing lane coming up here. I gotta get ready. I get off of them a little bit and get a running start. Whereas on this, I don't have to do that. That, and my Rebel is a carburetor, and this here is fuel injected. So that alone, even if it was a 250, that alone makes it a lot more powerful. And then it's got an extra. It's 240. No, not 249. Good God, it's 296 displacement. That's what the CCs on this bike is. It's 296. My Rebel's actually only 236. That's what my Rebel is. So I'm actually, what is that, a little under 70 more. Yeah, almost 70 more CCs, which is a big jump for me. But it suits for what I do, which is a lot of commuting, a lot of around town type deals. The most I've went in it so far, except for today. Today was the first time I've taken it up to 65. Of course, I've tried to not max it out, but being stupid, I've gotten it up to 90. That's the fastest I went. But consistently, cruising speed, I've got it up to 65, 70. I've bounced between those two, and it was quite comfortable. I've been riding almost an hour, and my sitting position is still quite relaxed. I'm not cramping up or nothing. But yeah, I will be giving I'll probably have maybe a 3-part or 4-part review for the Ninja 300. There you go. That's 80 for you.